Hey everyone, welcome back. We're diving deep today, really deep.
Deep.
Yeah, into something really important.
Yeah, absolutely.
International Childhood Cancer Awareness Day.
Hmm.
Sometimes those awareness days can feel like just another day on the calendar.
Right, right.
But this one's different.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely a call to action.
Yeah, call to action for sure. And
You've got
yeah,
a recent news article here that really
yeah,
highlights.
shows just how global this whole thing really
It's
is.
huge.
Huge, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the things that just like jumped out at me from this article, it said almost 500,000 kids
Oh,
are
wow.
diagnosed with cancer every single year.
It's it's a staggering number.
That's a lot of kids, and it's
Yeah.
so easy to forget
Yeah.
that, behind every single one of those statistics,
Mm.
there's a family, there's a story.
Absolutely. And that's really what makes this day so important, right? It's not just about, thinking about it for one day.
Right.
It's about advocating for change,
Hmm.
and really supporting those families.
Yeah, totally. And it's not just, a problem in one place either. It's all over.
It's global.
It's a global thing. So,
And you see that reflected
yeah,
in the survival rates, right?
article mentions that,
You've
Yeah.
got like an 80% survival rate in high-income countries,
which is great.
which is fantastic. It's amazing progress. But then you look at low-income countries, and it's 20%.
It's a huge gap.
It's a huge, huge gap.
Yeah.
And a lot of that comes down to access,
Yeah.
access to early diagnosis.
Early diagnosis is
It's
huge.
critical.
Yeah, if you don't catch it early,
Exactly.
it's so much harder to treat.
It makes treatment so much less effective.
So it's almost like this domino effect.
Yeah.
Limited resources then lead to late diagnosis, and then that leads to, lower survival rates.
It's a chain reaction.
It's kind of bleak when you think about it that way.
Yeah, it is, but it also highlights where we need to focus our efforts.
Exactly.
And this article points to some of those efforts, increasing research funding.
Yeah, research is huge.
It is.
And not just for new treatments, but
Right.
for
Right.
adapting existing treatments to work in places
Yeah, to work in those resource-limited settings.
where maybe they don't have the same infrastructure.
Exactly. And then the other big piece is that equitable access to care.
Equitable access, so every kid has a shot.
Every kid, regardless of where they live,
Yeah, that's
deserves a fighting chance.
It shouldn't be a postcode lottery.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I love that story in the article about Maria in Brazil.
Oh, yeah. Maria's story is powerful.
Her son, I mean, he's alive.
He's alive because
Because they caught it early.
of early diagnosis and access to good care.
Imagine if every kid
That's the dream.
had that same chance.
Yeah.
That's what we should be working towards.
Absolutely. And it's not just individuals like Maria who are fighting for this.
Right.
Organizations like the World Health Organization,
The WHO,
they're trying to make a difference on a larger scale.
global scale.
Yeah, and they've pointed out that, childhood cancer is often overlooked.
Like, really?
Yeah, it's often not a top priority.
I mean, I guess there's a lot of things competing for attention, for
Absolutely.
resources.
Funding, attention, it's tough.
But, it kind of makes you wonder. It's like, how are we prioritizing health issues as a global community?
It's a good question, right?
Yeah.
What are our priorities?
Yeah.
And UNICEF is really pushing for a more unified response.
What do they mean by that?
They're saying, look, every child deserves access to treatment.
Okay.
It shouldn't matter where you're born.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So it's not just about individual countries doing their part.
Right. It's got to be a coordinated effort.
It has to be a global movement.
And speaking of which, I mean, the article did mention
Yeah.
the European Union
Yeah.
is committing to increasing research funding.
They're putting their money where their mouth is.
Yeah, by 20% over the next 5 years.
That's a good start.
That's a good start, but I guess the question is, will it actually make a difference?
That's the million-dollar question, right? Will it translate to lives saved? We'll have to see.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Yeah. But it also makes you think about, what can we do as individuals?
Right, because it's easy to feel helpless
Totally.
when you're talking about something this big.
Yeah. But even small actions can add up.
Yeah, so, I mean, the article actually addresses this
It does.
in the FAQ section. Like, how can we get involved?
It's a common question, right? People want to know how they can make a difference.
Yeah, so beyond just, donating to research,
Which is important, of course.
which is great, which is important.
Yeah.
But what else can we do?
Well, we can volunteer our time.
Volunteering, yeah.
we can raise awareness in our own communities.
Word of mouth.
Exactly. Talk to your friends, your family, spread the word.
Yeah, we can talk to our elected officials.
Advocate for policy changes.
Right, we can, yeah.
It's about using our voices.
Using our voices and our actions, I think.
Absolutely.
This whole deep dive has really,
It's been eye-opening, hasn't it?
it's been eye-opening, and it really kind of drives home that point that, this isn't just a medical issue.
It's bigger than that.
It's a social justice issue.
It is. It's about equity.
It's about giving every kid a fighting chance.
Every kid deserves that chance.
Yeah, regardless of where they're born. And
Absolutely.
I mean, we've seen the disparities.
Their disparities are heartbreaking.
Yeah, but we've also seen
But there's hope.
there's hope.
There's progress being made.
And it's up to all of us
You
to
need to keep pushing forward.
keep pushing forward.
To make sure every child has that chance.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a fight worth fighting.
Absolutely. Well said.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, everyone, and we'll see you next time for another deep dive.
See you then.
Bye.